Oh, yeah. Good evening. Just got in. Loads of stuff to do. Don't need yet. It's 9:15. 9:15, straight into me. No warm up. Bladders. Oh. Straight into the dumbbells. Oh. That's some gym noise on. Gives us a bit of atmosphere. Bit of motivation. Oh. Right. Right. No warm up, but I'm not saying don't warm up. I'm only doing it because it's late. I've just got it. It's going straight into me. Hey! Hey!
What if you could do SEO smarter and faster? With Wix, you can edit your meta tags page by page or all in one go. Modify your
Yeah, baby. $18.99. Gotta lock your stuff up. Alright, we're gonna train a little bit of chest today. Seems like routine, doesn't it? Every year, same old thing, but this year's gonna be different. Las Vegas, my second home. I'm gonna come in here and do some chest for you. Kind of curious what the other guys did in this last year. If nothing else, Ronnie Coleman was very inspiring, pulling off what he did last year. So my training this year is nothing but focused and inspiring. We'll get more into that after I knock out some chest for you. Let's rock and roll.
Some say it's probably bad for you. Well,
last time I was on the scale, I was about 217 pounds.
I need some
a week ago. Last year on stage, I was about 217 pounds. So I'm right where I need to be in terms of saying last year I think I might have been about 5 pounds too much. Just gonna warm up with a few more warm-up sets before I put some weight on the bar. But ironically this year I stayed heavy strength-wise. I'm losing the weight, my strength isn't going down. I'm purposefully training with a little heavier weight. I'm trying to keep a solid thickness in the roundness of the muscle while getting more ripped than I was last year. So I hope to step on stage right around 212. Last year was about 217, so I'm on target. I got about a week more of training, and then after that it's just straight posing. So let's rock and roll. It's 145 pounds. I usually work my way up to 175 in the off season. But in the off season I'm about 15 pounds heavier, so I surprised myself a little bit. It may not be a lot of weight to the bigger boys, but to me it's a lot of weight. 5'7", 212 pounds. After dieting for 3 months, throwing around 145 is kind of impressive under the conditions of cardio, 2 or 3 carbohydrate meals, eating 6 times a day and not really getting much sleep. And I'm drinking about 2.5 gallons of water. So any of the top level bodybuilders understand you don't get a whole lot of sleep when you're training for a contest. You're always running back and forth to the bathroom, peeing out of the water because we don't have the carbohydrates and sodium in our system to retain that water. So a lot of tossing and turning. I actually start to fall asleep early in the morning, which is time for breakfast. So yeah, it's a lot of weight. Bench press, probably one of the most overrated exercises there is. The number 1 pec injury exercise there is how much weight I can bench. So that's a question that doesn't really pertain to bodybuilding. You gotta ask some question. Trying to monitor your progress by the bench press is the number 1 mistake you can make. You can have Barry DeMay, John Brown, Brony, and more recently Craig Titus about how it is to have a 500-pound bench. It sounds impressive, but at the end of the day, when you take your shirt off, you gotta hope you got the pecs. A little harder. No workout partner this year. Train by myself, but I like it that way. Train by myself, rely on myself. I never really criticized people for having a good support group. You need that. This year I've had a very good support group outside of bodybuilding, taking away from bodybuilding. And what makes my competition preparation even more rewarding when it's all over with, second or fifth or whatever, is knowing that I did it all single-handedly by myself. Found the desire and drive to get out of bed when I didn't want to, train when I didn't feel like it, overcome relationships and things. Last year I was a little bit preoccupied with a relationship, thinking about getting engaged, getting married, and selling my house and buying a new house and satisfying a second individual. And at the end of the day, the number 1 thing that suffered was my passion for life right now, and that's my competition preparation. And ultimately, the relationship dissolved. It didn't work out, and we shook hands and went our separate ways, which added fuel to the fire this year because I didn't have anybody but myself to concentrate on. But my supporting cast outside the gym kept the focus. I appreciate all the emails and all the fan support and fan letters with the relationship situation, because a lot of times that can take you away from your goal, and relationships are very demanding. So having to be pulled in one direction or the other is a tough, difficult way to train and get ready for a contest. I think my placement reflected that my mind wasn't into the game last year. This time my mind is focused on the game, focused on my body. It'll probably be a lot easier to deal with whatever placement they have in store for me, a lot easier because it's all a reflection of what I've done this year. Since March, being in my own house and being on my own, definitely gave me renewed vigor to focus on my goal, which is trying to win that trophy, or at least get it, do the best I can. Nobody point fingers at this year. Not that last year's experience wasn't pleasurable, it was. I enjoyed the ride. But there was a lot of lessons learned last year that I applied to this year's preparation. And more importantly, I realized that this is my passion, this is my calling. Win, lose, or draw, I reap what I sow. I like to wear long sleeve shirts, stay warm, break a good sweat. Of course, if you're gonna wear any long sleeve shirts, you gotta make sure they're breathable. If this sounds like a commercial, it is. That's why I'm Max Muscle. It's my clothing sponsor. All right, finish with some cable crossovers. Just a finishing exercise for me. This isn't something I do. Come on! I picture myself doing a little muscular pose. Squeeze the fibers right at the very end, right in the middle of the pecs. I know you want to see, we'll get to that. But this isn't an exercise that's going to build up the pecs, but it'll definitely help rip them up. So if you get into the habit of wearing clothes while you're training, you actually have to feel the muscle being worked rather than trying to look in a stupid mirror, taking your mind off the muscle. So that's why I wear clothes when I train. Obviously, we're making a video, so it will come off, but let me just get a little bit more blood in my system. I don't like to be distracted looking at myself in the mirror when I'm training. That's why you see me wearing long shirts and long sleeves when I train, because there's nothing to see. It's all about the mind and muscle control and connection. So that's chest in a nutshell. 4 simple exercises, 4 sets, 10 days out from the Mr. Olympia. At this stage, I'm not going to get any bigger, so I'm definitely training for a little more hardness. I'm adding tanning. I'm going to do a lot of posing after I get done training. I'm cutting back on the cardiovascular. With my weight where it's at, there's not a whole lot of body fat to come off. Just some water weight, and I'll lose that during sun tanning and my posing. So let's go over to my favorite spot in the gym and hit some poses for you real quick, see what's happening. All right. I feel more confident this year just by the fact that my preparation was much more spot on. The focus was a little bit more intense. The goal to keep my strength up and go by the mirror instead of the scale. Having to only worry about Sean Ray instead of someone else. Definitely took a lot of distractions off of the actual eating and the training and daily grind of what it takes to become a champion. And it gives me even more respect for a guy like Ronnie Coleman, a Flex Wheeler, a Lee Haney, even a Dorian Yates, and Nasser El-Somadi that can maintain a professional bodybuilding career at this level and have a significant other in their lives and manage to find an equal balance of professional and family life. So that's something that I look forward to, but I can't have both. I mean, maybe I can, but my mindset is that of a warrior, only having to deal with me. It makes it a little easier to get up in the morning and train and come home from a bad day and not have someone else to make it worse, or having someone else to worry about. Me and my dog, Diablo, are managing just fine. And look, I mean, I feel like a kid in the candy store. The fire's lit. I have no injuries. I feel very confident about what's going to happen in Las Vegas. And win, lose, or draw, this is one contest preparation. I could say, wow, you know, not only did I made it, but I still got energy to keep running. So I'm very complete as an individual. I'm moving into my new home in Yorba Linda, California. Building new and stronger ties with my family and friends, like I was talking about earlier, the support group, which is necessary, especially on this lonely, isolated journey to Mount Olympus, trying to overcome the Goliaths, and I'm one of the Davids out there. I'm holding the flag for the little guys, me and Lee Priest, and I don't think any of us in this year's Mr. Olympia are conceding to the fact that publicity, whether positive or negative, or the judges, whether they're the same ones or the old ones, none of us are believing that any of these people or obstacles can stop us from getting to the top. I certainly don't believe it. I certainly believe that whatever happens come October 23rd in Las Vegas, the reflection of what I've done in this gym is admirable from my own yardstick of judging how I prepared in the past for shows. So I'm going to go ahead and take a time out and pat myself on the back and say, Sean, you made it through all the adversity, through all the trials and tribulations of a bumpy road in 1998, people writing me off after getting 5th, which I've been before in 1991, but I managed to sneak up to 2nd in 94, 2nd in 96. I'm looking at number 1 in 99, and if it doesn't happen for me here in 99, believe me, there's no finger pointing. There better be better athletes to know that, and y'all better be in condition. So with that being said, I look forward to the challenge and the showdown in Las Vegas. See you in Las Vegas.
Due to my shoulder injury that I had occurred many years ago, 12 weeks out of the Olympia, I decided to try some new concept. So for this year's Olympia, I really didn't lift weights. All I was doing is doing isotension, basically squeezing muscle while I'm lifting weights. You see, throughout the 19 years of my bodybuilding career, I experimented with any kind of training. And I found something that was very interesting. If you use machine, for example, contrary to beliefs of all the old-timers, old champions that say only free weight builds muscle, I think that if you can hardly perform, let's say 6 repetitions to your max physical and mental ability on machines, you can actually stimulate muscle more than doing this with the free weights. The reason being is machines are constructed like this, they can isolate particular muscle group. Free weights, contrary to that, use a lot of stabilizing and neutralizing muscles. So besides primary muscle group, you use a lot of secondary. So if you fail on 6 repetitions, let's say, doing a free weights, it's not just the pectoralis muscle, for example, if I'm doing chest, that failed, but all the supporting muscles like front out, side out, triceps and so on. If you're doing a machine and you fail on 6 repetitions, by doing isolation movement, most likely you're going to stimulate more of white muscle fibers in your pectoralis. Well, this is exactly what I was talking about. If I was lifting weights, I can usually do stack of 330 pounds for about 20 repetitions. This time I was going just by feeling the muscle, squeezing, contracting, and I failed on a 6th rep. I also want to mention that this year, thankfully, flex equipment moved to my hometown Temecula. I had a chance to work on a lot of flex equipment, and I use them basically for my whole Olympic preparation. This is it. Flex incline press, and this is one of my favorites. It really hits upper chest to the max. So after I perform that one set to the max, I will try to drop the weight and perform higher rep set in the same manner. Again, this is lifting, and this is contracting. There is that saying, no pain, no gain. I would like to believe there is a great possibility to make great gains without actual pain. And in the last 3 years, actually, in my career, where I made much progress, I trained pretty much in similar manner, maybe not exactly like to this Olympia. And maybe results are gonna actually prove me wrong or right, but I really honestly believe that squeezing the muscle, beats with lifting weights any day. So here, same, my whole concept in doing this exercise is contracting the pecs muscles. Maybe I can demonstrate this better by taking a straight up. So here, my goal is not to lift weights again, just to squeeze my pecs. Again, throughout the years, I had a lot of personal clients that I was training, and I gave them this concept, and I can swear every single one of them trained this way with very great success. Again, many bodybuilders really lift weights for the sake of lifting. And I've said this many times, I just want to do physical work. Do construction, be paid for it. If you want to spend energy, there's many other ways to spend it. If you want to work the muscles out, you really have to be focused 100% on that particular muscle. The targeting muscle should be squeezing in every repetition as hard as you possibly can. Here's one of my very favorite chest exercises close to the context. Is really, this brings out definition striations. It's cable crossover, I believe. Again, my main concept here is forget about weight if I'm lifting and just keep contracting. Normally, when somebody trains, especially 10 days away from Olympia, you can't really hold a conversation in between sets. But this kind of training really doesn't exhaust you that much. But you're going to get this incredible pump, and the very next day, I promise you, you're going to have a soreness of your life. After experiencing that a few times, I decided to really give a try for a full 12-week preparation for this Olympia. And I can't wait to step on the stage and hear the experts discussing about my physique if I did in fact improve or I didn't come in shape. As this is gonna either prove or demand my theory of really isotension lifting, not really, lifting weights. Olympia is going to be over by the time everybody's going to be watching this tape. I can say just a few days ago I had a chance and pleasure to see Ronnie Coleman and Nasser Somebody, and as you've seen today, Sean Ray. I can tell you all three guys is in phenomenal shape. He's going to be the best Olympia ever. I believe that Ronnie's going to win again, as what I've seen 3 days ago is just outstanding. If anybody can believe at this stage he did make considerable improvements even in muscle mass. His teeny tiny arms are even bigger now, so you can just imagine what it looks like. And back double biceps, I don't think it's going to be beaten ever. It's the best back double biceps of all times. So my pick for this year's Olympia is Ronnie. I haven't seen Flex, and Flex physique is one of my favorite physiques, but really as good as Flex can be, I don't think it can beat Ronnie. The best exercise for abs. I was pushing this for many years. I really believe in order to get the great abs, you have to make them deep. Any stretching move, like hanging leg raises, maybe cable crunches, would do that. All the other sit-ups, crunches, and so on would just build up the waist and make the waist thicker. So as you can see here, as I hang, my body weight pulls me down, so creates a bit deeper gap between abs. I would highly, highly suggest this to everyone. When you get deep abs, do this. Now, of course, if you can do too many reps in the beginning, don't worry about it. Strength comes very, very fast. Another thing is, again, important, stretch and squeeze on every rep. Most of the people are doing legs all the way through, even week before the show, which I did in the beginning of my career. And then fortunately, I had a chance to go to the European tour. Then for 6 weeks, I didn't train my legs at all. Interestingly, 6 weeks later, my legs were more shredded, more defined, and they didn't lose any size. And I contributed this from not really training and heavy, bringing all that blood in, and therefore, they really, get more defined and create all those striations. So ever since then, I really never trained my legs 2 weeks out. Also, my little secret is, if you see, I'm rotating my foot a little bit. And I believe that creates this separation much more than going it just straight. Coming for a taping of this battle for the Olympia, they know they're going to expose at the end, and then they don't bring the posing trunks. I don't know if they like to show off their underwear, or they're hoping for a plug in time. But I would say, if you're going to pose, be ready. I would like to say that since June 1st, I became a proud owner of Powerhouse Gym Fullerton. Myself and my partner, Mike Baconis, took over a lot of top professionals already training here. I would like to mention John Brown, one of my idols. The reason why I became a professional bodybuilder is John Brown was a guest poser in Yugoslavia back in 1983, and after seeing him perform, I decided this is what I want to do. So John is here training basically every day. Melvin Anthony, new pro, Tom Prince, needless to say, Sean Ray, he's been training in this gym for years. Thanks to the support of family Dabish. I want to say that I really want to thank you and Dabish for giving this opportunity to be part of their family. Second thing that I would like to mention is really Flex equipment. Called the crew, Mark, Dan Block, they're all really behind us. Sean Ray in particular, and my staff, they're helping us out with the gym. And for this preparation for this Olympia, as I said, I didn't really use free weights. I mostly rely on flex equipment. I would like to give them a credit for that. I just want to mention that anybody that is in Orange County, please come visit us here. If you want to do, good serious training, this is the place. We open 24 hours a day. They can contact me here in Powerhouse Fullerton. Phone number is known 714-680-8881. As I do 65 pro shows, I had so many things to say and to teach people that are interested about different techniques for fat loading, sodium depletion, and so on. So, call me.
I did 20 reps to warm up first. Weight is easy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 15, 5 more. 1, 2, 4, 20, easy. Easy, huh? Out of the rock, Miles. 4. Like this. Next exercise. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do a superset. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yes, sir!
See, it does it differently. I try to do forehead, under actually my cap here. It was a little bit folded to the head. From this exercise different.
Oh!
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy. I told Jean-Pierre before he needs a little bit more tanning. But my case with the tanning bed here at home, I'm tanning every day between 20 and 40 minutes. You saw the tanning bed. The reason why I was so dark. Naturally, I'm anyway darker than Jean-Pierre is. But I think you can't be dark enough for the stage because the lights are very bright. That's true. For example, in this case, it's good to have a tray spot because it can hand me the weight and it can take the weight out of my hands. You know, to have a good training partner, it's always important to have the same goals. If he would have a different goal than I would have, then it would be kind of different. I would say it would be bad for me. But I like to place as high as possible in the Olympia, so he does as well. So that's a good combination. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay.
Hey!
If you're only 70 pounds,
Yeah.
get 70 pounds. What 70 pounds?
Hey!
Yeah, it's easy. Okay. We're done now with this exercise. I need to do 20 reps because it was the last set, the last exercise, and I try to bring plenty of blood in my triceps. So I think you can do the same, Jean-Pierre. 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yes!
8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 14, 15. Come on, 5 more. 6, 7, easy. 8, 9, and 20. Very good.
That's it. Do what I can.
IFBB Olympia Weekend Press Conference. I'll start off by introducing the competitors from the USA, Chip Cormier. From the USA, Jay Cutler. From Canada, Paul Dillette. Yugoslavia, Nasser El Sambati. From Switzerland, Jean-Pierre Fuchs. From the Czech Republic, Pablo Jablanicki. From the USA, Dexter Jackson. From the USA, Kevin Lebroni. From the USA, Mike Matarazzo. From Australia, Lee Priest. From the USA, Sean Ray. From Germany, Marcus Rule. From Yugoslavia, Milos Starshev. From England, Ernie Taylor. And from the USA, Lex Wheeler.
That I have for you is how do Vicky and you train together, if at all?
Well, answer the first question is, yeah, we do train together, and we've been training together. It makes it real simple because we have the same interests. I don't have to watch my significant other sit around and eat hamburgers and get fat all the time. While I can only eat chicken breast and turkey breast. Refined quality muscle. So as far as question goes,
Gotcha.
I really don't know what time I fit off. I first started out because in repetition, and that's
She's nice. Just gotta do what you gotta do. Time is 10 o'clock. Little 40-minute chest workouts. What? That's 9 hours a day. 9 hour a day working. That's about a 5. Oh. Come home, eat. Have to do some shit or some other stuff. What? It is. It is what it is.
It was just really simple. I just total attitude, total from that everything came together from there. You know, basically to see the glass half empty before, so now I see the glass is half full instead of half empty, and that makes everything else before it. So that's about it. Other than that, you know, everything is great. Just mentally changed.
I came back. Is there any plans for me to come back? That's a pretty popular question. No, I don't think so. You know, it was a decision that I had to think carefully about and make the decision. So I don't think I'll be reversing that. The injury that I had was pretty serious, and it was difficult for me to train after that. And if you can't be at your best, then there's no point competing. You know, you should retire while you're at your best, and that's what I decided to do. So. Well, the big thing we got going at the moment is Dorian Yates approved supplements, which we're actually launching at the Olympia tomorrow. We spend a lot of time on that. We're launching in the US, and we already have them in the UK. And it's taken a lot of time, but it's all come together now. And I've put the same effort into that I did into my bodybuilding career. And we want to be the number one. We want to be the best in the market. That's what we're trying to do. Well, it looks to me like. Everybody's really worked hard this year, and it looks like the standard of competition may have even gone up another level. Ronnie Coleman looked great last year, and I think he's a guy that's got a really good mental approach to the sport, and that's the main thing. That's what separates people from first and second place. And I've got a feeling that he's probably even improved this year. So I'm going to look forward to seeing that, and all the other guys, they know what they've got to do. So I think the stand-up will improve overall, and this is a great venue here in Vegas. There's a lot of excitement with the contest, sold out and everything. So I'm looking forward to watching the contest. If I had to put money on somebody, I would get all my money and I'd put it on a Ronnie Coleman. All right.
The same thing. You go down like this, keeping your lower back really straight, and then come up. Looks very good. Really make sure you go slowly down and
Here we are. Beautiful Las Vegas.
She's on tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Okay. Hello, dude. Biceps. I'll do biceps and triceps tomorrow. What about chest work on that? Yes. Yeah, it's all right there. Right. Good night.